Thank you for joining us for Worth It Empowerment TV. I'm your host, LaQuanda McCullum, and we have a great show for you today. All month long, we're talking about don't be desperate. And listen, I know you may have heard the song, Everybody Plays a Fool. Well, baby, I done played the fool time and time again. And we talking about it. Some more. Okay. And tonight we have a very great guest. His name is Tariq Malik. He's a comedian out in Philadelphia, and he is going to share how men are desperate too. Because we ain't the only people desperate, ladies. Men get desperate too, and we have a great show for you. I can't wait to get into it. But we're going to start today's show just how we start every other show with our word of the week. And our word of the week today is keep going. Listen, I have had so many challenges as it relates to pursuing my purpose, career, goals, all different kinds of things. But I started this show because it was a part of my purpose. I wanted to do it like 15, 20 years ago, but I'm doing it now. And it's one thing to go back and forth when you're not really sure. But now I am sure this is something that I am purposed to do. There's a scripture in the Bible where Jesus was talking to one of the disciples. It was Luke 9:61 through 62. And he told him to come on and follow me. And then the person said, well, I want to come, but I got to double back, go get my family and all that. Say bye to him. And Jesus said to him, listen, no man putting their hand to the plow looking back is fit for the kingdom. And that's exactly how we got to be when it relates to something that we know we are purposed and positioned to do. Once we know, we got to put our hand to the plow and we can't look back. And so I hope you are encouraged by that today. Whatever you are purposed to do it and don't look back. Keep going. So that was our word of the week. I hope it encouraged you and inspired you. We're going to jump right into our next segment, which is Girl, you did that. Because you be doing it, you know. Okay, so this week, the girl who did that, her name is Janelle Berry. And on this segment, what we like to do is highlight those seemingly small victories that often go overlooked. You know, the ones that are kind of blanketed over by the ones where you receive millions of dollars for them. We don't want to highlight those on this segment. What we're doing is highlighting those mental victories. Now, Janelle, she lost her son a couple years ago. And I want to celebrate her because through the pain that she's experienced through loss, she is still alive. She still has her right mind. It is no easy thing to lose a child, but I want to celebrate her and honor her for her willingness to live and to leave a legacy for her son. And she's doing that right now with her legacy teas. You can find her on Instagram at underscore legacy tea, or you can visit her website, legacytea.com, for more information about that. So, uh, girl, girl, I'm so proud of you. You did that. So, what I want to do right now is I told you about Tyreek. I want to introduce Tyreek to you. Hey,
How
Tyreek.
you doing, Mama?
I
How you
am
been?
good. I am good. I am good. You had a good day?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay,
I'm
I
great.
see.
I'm
So
great.
you bought your worth it mug.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's
It's worth
it's
it.
mine. It's mine. I'm
Okay.
taking this with me. Y'all got to get more mugs for other people.
Okay.
You know what I'm
We
saying?
got to get more mugs for other people.
And whatever y'all do to me after I steal it, it's gonna be worth
Okay, it is.
it.
Okay.
Yeah,
But I see that you bought the mug out empty.
yeah,
You bought it out empty.
yeah.
So it was just a prop.
I heard I was told we couldn't use certain kind of words here, and I didn't want to bring what I wanted to bring in the cup
Okay.
because
Okay.
that would have had me a little bit slipping. You know what I mean? I wanted to keep it PG.
Okay, QVP. Okay,
Mhm.
good, 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 good. All right. So you know what? Let's go ahead and jump right into our segment. What
Okay.
we're talking about today, right?
Mhm.
What we're talking about, we already talked about a little bit,
Yeah.
is don't be desperate. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we talking about the clip that the where the young man said,
Well, don't give them too much.
okay, I
Let's
got you, I
all
got
right.
you. I'm
Let's
just, I'm
okay.
new to this. I apologize.
That's okay. So what I first want to do though, what I want to do with all my guests because of the show, worth it. What is one thing that you would have done or not done had you always known your worth?
Mm.
Tell me that, and then we'll
One
get into our
thing I would
time.
have always,
One thing you would have done or
mm,
not done
if I
if you
knew,
knew how valuable and your worth.
man, I say procrastinate.
Okay, you would have stopped
I
procrastinating.
would, yeah, I would stop procrastinating. I mean, everything has a timing, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to be where I am now, then it probably wouldn't have worked, right?
Mm-hmm.
After all the things that I went through, this is now the perfect time for me, right?
Okay.
So, but I definitely still wouldn't have procrastinated. I think, I think that's my biggest flaw,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not worth. You ever notice it's harder to do something after you procrastinated on it, and
Yeah.
then other things start to pile up.
Exactly.
So had I, yeah, I would definitely get rid of procrastination.
Okay. So, do you know your worth now?
Yeah, definitely.
Have you stopped
Yeah.
procrastinating?
No, but I still know my work.
Okay. Well, we gotta get you off the
Yeah, yeah.
procrastination basket or
Well, what
bucket
we
or
doing
boat
is
or
we're
ship or island or whatever.
we're work in progress,
Okay.
right? I
That
don't
that
procrastinate with everything.
okay.
Some
Well, that's
things, yeah, you
improvement.
did, see,
That's
yeah,
better.
yeah.
Okay. Well, good. So let's get it. Let's not procrastinate on this subject.
Gotcha.
Okay. Because the ladies want to know. Okay. The ladies want to know about men who are also desperate because a lot of times, that's just something that's seen or deemed among women, right?
Mm.
So, is there a time in relationships where you found or yourself desperate?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're desperate for the person who makes you feel that way, right? We all had that person made us feel, give us that feeling, and you just can't get enough of that. Like you can't get enough of the talking on the phone.
Wait,
If
let's
you,
let's go back
Mhm.
because you said that gives you that feeling. That what feeling are we talking about?
uh, that love, that that is this the one feeling? Is this the person that I will be with for the rest of my life? I love talking to this person. I don't want to get off the phone with this person. You know
Mm.
that we've been on the phone for 4 hours
Mm-hmm.
and we don't talk about everything, but look, we can still keep talking.
Okay.
Or I don't want to go. Don't hang up. I don't want to hang up. You
Okay.
you you go to bed. I know you tired, but no, let's stay on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
That I've been like that definitely. And when you find someone like that, if that goes away, you get desperate for it. You get desperate
Mm.
for that feeling again. You get what I'm saying?
Right. When you say you, because you're speaking in a very general term,
Hmm.
right? You,
Me. I've been desperate.
Tyreek Malik.
I was dealing with a young lady,
Uh huh.
and everything was great.
Uh huh.
And this was my the one. This
That
was
was
the
you're the
this
one.
was
Got it.
the 20th, but it was the one.
Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting
You know
down.
what I'm saying? It
Yes.
was the one, and I did something they didn't like, and I was desperate to get them back.
Okay. So you did something they didn't like, and they wanted to end it. Is that what happened, or you felt a
I
drift?
felt it was over.
You
I
felt
felt
it
it was
was
over.
over.
Yeah, and I'm talking about that desperate where I've never been addicted to drugs, but you can't sleep, you can't eat. Like every time, like I'm talking about, you would drink 4 or 5 cups of what I want to put in this
Okay.
till you pass out, but then you wake up in like 20 minutes
Okay.
and you just desperate for that person. I think that was a wake up call for me. I didn't think that was possible.
You didn't think that was
I
possible.
didn't think that was possible. Like, you've been through, we all go through our relationships,
Hmm.
and I've been in, I jokingly say this. I've had relations with maybe 30, 40 people, but I've only been in 3 relationships.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. Are you in the relationship with that person now?
No.
So when you said you were desperate to get that back,
Hmm.
what did you do? And,
I,
and how, and more importantly, for a man,
mhm,
for you to feel like you found that one,
yeah.
how did you feel? Like, how did it make you feel?
Well, it makes you feel like that's all. I mean, not
No,
all you
talk to
want.
you. How did it
Okay,
make you feel
all right. It made me feel.
when trying to get it back? Like, were you hurt?
It
Were you
made me.
broken? Were you
I was broken. The only time I was okay when I was at work,
the only?
right? Because I
Okay.
had something to take my mind off it, and I had to do that. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It was like I can't not go to work. So when I was at work, I was okay. But for me, it made me change everything I thought about when it came to women. I was one of the in my relationships or dealing with people, I never just showed up to anybody's house, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. If you could
Yeah.
tell me it's okay, I'm still not doing it because that was weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
So when me and this young lady, quote unquote, split,
Mm-hmm.
um, I definitely showed up to her house.
You showed up to a house
Showed up to her
unannounced.
house.
Unannounced.
But I didn't knock on the door.
You didn't.
What I
So you
did was
stalked
no,
her.
no, I didn't stalk her. This is what I did. I
Wait,
went out.
did she know you were coming?
No.
So you stalked her.
Well, so I always thought stalking was like sitting around.
Well, did you drive by?
I drove to her house, took some food I know she wanted, and
Uh-huh.
like put it on her door. And I
Mm.
left a note in there like, I really miss you. If you find it in your heart to forgive me, like, can we talk and stuff like that? And then I drove off.
And then you drove off.
Yeah,
Did
I
you ever
drove
go
off.
by again?
Oh yeah, no, we talked to each other since then. You
Okay.
get what I'm saying? It was um
Mm-hmm.
it was just I never felt that for a woman. I never felt that for a woman like in a relationship. Like it was always like, all right, you can roll, I holler at you.
All
I see
right.
you when I see
All
you. You be good, you know what I'm
right. Well, we're
saying?
going to come right back because I want to dig a little bit more into um, how that
Hmm.
shifted your perspective, maybe on how you pursued other people
I
after.
got you. I
Yeah.
got
So
you.
we'll talk about that. We'll come right back after this short commercial break.
All right.
All right.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is the one thing that if you didn't have it, you could potentially lose every asset you ever had or not pursue everything you felt you deserved? Your worth and value. Hi, I'm LaQuanda McCullum, worth advocate, author, and host of the Worth It TV Empowerment Series. And guess what? I am so grateful to introduce you to the Worth It Academy. Part of my life purpose is to speak to people in a worthless space and to inspire and empower them to live like they are worth it. Why? Because I know firsthand what it feels like to lose absolutely everything because I didn't understand the investment God made when He made me. And I also know what it feels like to not pursue things because I didn't feel I deserved it. But I also know what it feels like to reclaim my worth and to get up and go get everything that God said was mine. And I want to share those tools with you inside of the Worth It Academy because your dreams are worth it. And I know that once you rediscover your worth, you will be positioned to get up and go get everything that belongs to you. Join us today inside of the Worth It Academy.
Okay, so we are back from our commercial break, and let's get into it
Okay.
because I want to talk about. So after that ended, right? You felt it was the 20th one, but you felt like that person was definitely the one.
Yeah.
You were desperate to get her back.
Yeah, definitely.
Did she come back?
She came back, but not in the capacity I wanted her to.
That you right.
Yeah.
So I want you to be honest,
Mhm.
and I don't want you to refer to a general
I got you.
term
I
or
got you.
you
I
or
got
them
you.
or the
Mhm.
world or men
I,
overseas in Africa,
I
Afghanistan,
got you.
third world countries, place,
Mhm.
all that, right? Did that change how you entered other relationships? Did that change? Did you ever want to
Mm.
feel that kind of disappointment, or again, did that skew that for you?
Well, it didn't. It changed. It changed something in me because I didn't think I could do that. Right.
You
So
didn't think you could do
I could
what?
have that feeling for a person
Mm,
because I had after I had got out of a relationship I was in for more than almost 20 years.
hmm
And when that ended, it was like, all right, you be good, no Rolex, no watch, you just, kick rocks and
hmm
we'll be all right. But it definitely changed how I think I approach women now.
mm,
Um, well, I'm in a relationship now, right?
okay.
But when it comes down to it, I think it opened up the idea that it can happen to me, and
It can happen to
it
you,
can
right?
happen to me,
Wait, first of
and
all, he said he's in therapy right now
yeah,
because he's scared to say certain words. Okay, it's certain words that he's afraid of, and now when he say it, I'm going to gather. He
Pain.
means that
The pain of losing someone.
the pain of
Yeah.
losing someone.
Yeah.
So you didn't think, as a man,
yeah.
you didn't think that you could feel that level of hurt and
Mm-mm.
desperation and
Mm-mm.
from being in a relationship with somebody. You didn't think anybody could break your heart.
I definitely didn't. I got friends who I've seen them do extra things. Like I've seen him text a woman from somebody else's phone. He might be like, hey, yo, text her for me and tell her I want to talk to you, right? I've seen people do stuff like that, and I was like, nah, I can never do that. But when I felt that way, I was like, yeah, I can do it. Yeah, let's
So let me ask you this question. Did that make you, I guess you're in a relationship now, but did that feeling at the time, did it make you not want to love that way again?
No, I don't know. Yeah, you want that all the time now, you know? I mean, as bad as the low is, the high is amazing,
Mhm.
right? Finding someone that makes you feel like that, and just the fact of losing that person could put that kind of strain on your heart. No, I want that. I think every person should go through heartache.
Oh,
I think every person, because heartache makes you
oh.
better. Nothing drives and focuses you like getting your heart broke.
Let me explain something to you. I'm gonna be honest here. All right, so I hate to say this, but I really feel like I've not truly had my heart broken
Mm.
until the relationship I had after I got married.
Okay.
And I think maybe because I was married for 19 years, you know, we talked about it before, but I think maybe my heart got broken so early on
Mhm.
in my marriage, and I was so
Yeah.
young that I kind of like just lived in heartbreak. So I
Mhm.
didn't really, when things happened, it didn't penetrate me the same anymore.
Gotcha.
Okay, so coming out of that last relationship after I got married, when that broke my heart.
Yeah.
And I feel like at that point, I really experienced heartbreak, and I never want to experience that again. So it's
Yeah.
amazing that you say you
Mm.
think everybody should experience it. But I think, you know, I mean, this is a Christian show. I can't say what I'm thinking, even though I don't curse, but I'm like to Hades with heartbreak.
Yeah.
I'm over it. It's not for me. I don't want it. I don't want any parts of it. But I'll say this. I want to ask you this.
Yeah.
What I want to ask you is, do you think, because since you said you discovered that meaning heartbreak, could happen to you, do you think you leave yourself a little reserved in this current relationship because you don't want to experience that pain
No.
again?
Mm-mm. I'm always 100%. When I say 100%, I don't have too many reserves. It's it's all or nothing, especially because me and this person are like really moving forward. So with that being said, you know, I'm all the way in, and if it happens again, it happens again. I just know now what it is, and I've experienced it. You get what I'm saying? Like, to me,
Yes, like you can get over it.
I feel
And
like
you know what? I gotta add this in because we're about to go to our next segment. I gotta add this in again. I realized that heartbreak is something I can get over.
there you go.
So that is a very true. That's one thing that I didn't know. I guess that is important
Yeah.
and being vulnerable to be in relationships and be vulnerable to love again after heartbreak is to knowing for me that, hey, I did experience heartbreak and I can get over it. So that's
And
pretty interesting.
to me, the thing, if it did not kill me, that can no longer do that much damage to me, right?
Yeah.
Like, because I've already been through it. It's like, if something happens, you got to do worse than that for me to feel that kind of level of pain again. Like, if I get in a car accident, I'm in a car accident. Now the car gotta flip over for me to be worried. You know what I'm saying? Because I lived through that. I can live through that. I can live through heartbreak again.
No, I totally get what you're saying. But listen, I just want to thank you for coming on and sharing. I gotta ask you to come back.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be back
there's
whenever you
some
want.
other stuff that I want to dig into a little bit.
Mhm.
I want to dig into. We did a show before, and I want to share a little bit of that show before on Don't Be Desperate. I want us to respond to that a little bit, see what that's going. But before you go for this show, I have something I like to do with my guests, which is called "Is It Worth It?" Is it worth it?
Okay.
So It's a couple things, things that we want to see, but I'm gonna go get the things that we need for it, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
But keep your eye on the camera. Here I come. Here I come. Here we go. Is it? So we already know what we're gonna do. If it is worth it, we're gonna say worth it, and if it's not worth it, we're gonna say it's not worth it. Right. So what's up first is Brazilian wax.
I'm gonna go not worth it.
Not worth it.
I'm sorry, I gotta flip it upside down. There we go. Yeah.
Brazilian wax.
Not
worth it.
Not worth it. I'm old.
Okay,
I'm old.
so I gotta get into this now. We're gonna keep it PG. But so you don't. Can I say that?
I don't mind.
You don't
grass
mind
in
the
the
bush.
field? Yeah, no.
You okay?
No. I mean, it's one thing if it's like if you got an afro. Come on, now, do something. At least braid it up and do something with it. But if you got hair, it's natural, right? It's natural. I don't.
And
think
we're
it's
only
nothing wrong
talking
with
about if you were married.
if you're married, yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
It's a Christian show. We don't promote fornication.
Yeah.
We don't, right?
What I say is get the Brazilian wax the night of the wedding.
The night
and
of the wedding.
Then go natural for the rest of your life.
Okay.
There you go, right? Let him.
So we're going to build them up and then we're going to let them down. Okay. Listen, so it's interesting you say that because I also don't want a Brazilian wax because I've heard so many horror stories about it. My producer of the show, though, she lives by them and she says I should. But I heard this, one of my friends said she was getting a Brazilian wax and it pulled like the skin off.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh.
And so what I said was, I am never getting that again. And my superficial prayer is, Lord, please don't let my next new husband want me to get a Brazilian wax. Okay. So not worth it. I'm glad we up top. You coming back again.
Not worth
it. So our next one is the BBL, AKA the Brazilian butt lift. There's a lot of stuff going on over in Brazil, I see. Is it worth it or not worth it?
I'm going not worth it.
I'm going worth it.
Not worth it. You were born with what you were born with. If you want to tone it up, tone it up. Okay. But I don't think you have to get it enlarged or like giganticized, right? And especially because you got to go. You're not getting it from a Hollywood doctor. You're going to. Not true, but people are going to Mexico and or Puerto Rico, and these places aren't always the best.
Right, no shade to those places.
But
he said it, not
but
me.
The thing is, if that's what you like, go for it. I'm just worried. Right now, everybody's doing what's it called, BBL?
BBL.
I'm worried people are going to start expecting men to go with DDL.
Oh, wait, come on. Wait. What is the DDL?
I don't know.
Keep it PG.
Yeah, I'm keeping it PG, but you can kind of understand. If you know what a BBL is, just reverse it for a man and then go into the front of him in DDL.
I'm thinking the last letter is larger.
So,
okay. Is a DDL worth it? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, I'm good. So I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. It's not worth it, fellas. Not worth it. God gave you what he gave you. Okay. And who are we to change what the man upstairs said?
But I'm saying, I on a lighter note, I would like my milkshake to bring all I'm joking.
There you go. There you go.
All right. And lastly, I believe our last is it worth it? Leaving your job when you don't have another plan. Is it worth it?
Is it worth it or not worth it? It's not worth it. I got kids. It's not worth it. Mm-hmm. What I do want though, I love when I leave jobs, people talk about me leaving jobs, right?
Okay, so you
want to go that on. One guy, when he quit, oh my God, like I know with my next job, I'm going to drive my truck into my supervisor's office, toss him the keys, and tell him I quit. That's worth it. That's worth it. That's worth it.
It's definitely not worth it.
And I have a clean enough record that I can get away with.
Oh,
I'm
see?
pretty sure all I'm going to do is
It's
ankle
not
monitor.
worth it. Listen, Harry, you gonna be back next week.
I appreciate
Okay,
you.
yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you for joining us today, and thank you for coming back also next week
Listen,
on our
yeah.
next show. But thank you for tuning in for our show today. Don't be desperate. Join us back again next week, and we're going to dig in a little bit more. Don't be desperate. Some other male perspectives as well, and we're also going to give you my tips on how to not be desperate. It's going to be great. So join us next time, and we can't wait to. It'll be worth it.
It's going to be worth
It's
it.
going to be worth
There you
it.
go.
I'm your host,
Tune in.
LaQuanta McCullum. Tune in. You are
Thank
great.
you. Thank you. I tried.
I used to think that doing the right thing meant following the law, falling in line. Turns out, laws only protect certain people, especially when Black women's lives are at stake. I was told to stand down in Kuwait, that it wasn't my country, but this country is mine. So I won't.
You run into some trouble? Turn that shit into a graveyard.
Tune into Worth It with host LaQuanda McCullum on the Daily Gospel Network, the TV show designed to entertain, inspire, and empower women to live in their worth. Ladies, this is your opportunity to tap into your full potential and conquer the world. Join us each week as we explore ways to live your best life. Catch Worth It every week on the Daily Gospel Network with host LaQuanda McCullum.
Attention ministry leaders. Have you ever considered growing your ministry with television? Well, the Daily Gospel Network could be what you've been looking for. As one of the nation's largest Christian broadcasting companies, the Daily Gospel Network broadcast all over the world on popular streaming platforms like Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. If you're looking to grow and reach more people, the Daily Gospel Network could be your solution.
Tune into Worth It with host LaQuanda McCullum on the Daily Gospel Network, the TV show designed to entertain, inspire, and empower women to live in their worth. Ladies, this is your opportunity to tap into your full potential and conquer the world. Join us each week as we explore ways to live your best life. Catch Worth It every week on the Daily Gospel Network with host LaQuanda McCullum.
Looking for inspiration, motivation, and the good news of Jesus Christ? Look no further. The Daily Gospel Network has what you need. With more than 300 ministries from all over the country broadcasting every week, you're sure to get your dose of spirit-filled encouragement from the great programs on the Daily Gospel Network. Catch the Daily Gospel Network on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, all mobile devices, and the internet.
Tune into Worth It with host LaQuanda McCullum on the Daily Gospel Network, the TV show designed to entertain, inspire, and empower women to live in their worth. Ladies, this is your opportunity to tap into your full potential and conquer the world. Join us each week as we explore ways to live your best life. Catch Worth It every week on the Daily Gospel Network with host LaQuanda McCullum.